So you had just thrown your stone, which had the light cantrip cast on it, into the room when we
Yes.
heard movement of what we assume is a creature emerging from a pool of water.
Yeah.
All right.
I want to back up. Actually, I'm still in that other room, right?
Yes, we're
The
standing at
statue room?
the eastern exit from that room.
All right. I'll just stand my ground there and see what happens.
Okay. It doesn't take too long before you see something lunge or perform a leap and attempt to basically looks like swallow your glowing rock that you threw in there
Okay.
before it spits it back out, realizing it's a rock.
Was it a frog or something?
It looks more like a cross between you see in the light, like a cross between a snake and a lizard like qualities to it. With it has some clearly some fish like qualities as well, or some form of aquatic life in it. It's
Okay.
standing on
Someone...
it's standing on all fours and just spat out to the rock and that you enchanted with the light cantrip.
Okay.
And well, we're not hiding.
No.
So
We're not
it
hiding.
turns to look at the other two light sources,
Yes.
which are our staves.
Yes.
And it sees
Okay.
us.
So this is sort of like some strange sort of simic crossbreed thing. I mean, they're doing experiments down here, crossbreeding animals. This is nothing that I actually recognize as...
You recognize some of the individual characteristics of it.
So this is some sort of chimera then.
Yes.
All right.
It's about it's about probably 5 feet long from tail to snout.
Okay.
And it sees us, so we're probably rolling for initiative.
Oh, alrighty. So it is aggressive.
Yes.
Oh! That's the best initiative I think I've ever rolled.
Okay. What did you roll?
21.
21.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that beats my 3.
Hey, we roll reversal here. Excellent.
All right, and it has a 15.
So it had done a kind of like a leap slash lunge to try and eat my rock, right?
Yes, to be fair, it did actually succeed in eating your rock. It just spat it out afterwards.
Okay. So I'm going to hold a firebolt cantrip and wait to see if it is actually going to lunge in our direction. The second I see it lunging towards us, I'm going to firebolt it in the head.
Okay, so you're holding your cantrip until you see it.
Act aggressively towards us, yes. And also, I'm going to hold my staff out ahead of me so that we are behind my light source.
Okay, so you're holding your staff behind you, attempting to...
No, holding my staff by the end,
Yeah.
and the light is at the far end of it, so that the light is in its face, and we are behind the light source, so it can't see us as clearly, hopefully.
Okay.
He's staring into my headlight.
Yes, it is. All right. So you're holding your staff behind you, glowing with light, and I assume you're pointing your wand ahead, readying your firebolt cantrip.
I'm holding my staff forward with the light on the end of it.
Yeah.
And I got my wand ready.
Yeah.
And ready to cast firebolt as a reaction if it decides to
Do anything. Okay. All right. How does it respond to this? Alright, it doesn't seem to... It doesn't seem to like all the bright light coming at it. It seems to be relatively used to a dark environment. There was no light in here before we provided any. So, kind of ruining its line of sight. It is going to move forward towards us.
Does it seem to have an aggressive stance?
Yes, it doesn't seem happy with this situation. So you do get to make your attack roll then, if you interpret this as an aggressive action.
Oh, that would be a 5. Plus
6, I believe.
6, so...
So, unfortunately, you seem to be blinding yourself a little bit with your light.
Yes.
And the firebolt goes astray. Okay.
I wasted all my good rolls.
Yeah. It is able to make it up to us.
How far away was it?
Let's see. It's about 50 feet, so it does have to dash to get to us, fortunately. But it's right up in melee with, you. Because you were the one who stepped forward to throw the rock and to firebolt it.
Okay. Alright, standing up front. Alright, squishy wizard.
Yeah, no, that can be a mistake. Alright, but that's his turn.
Well, you're up then.
Yep, I'm up. Well, since I think you're going to be leaving its melee range... Start, I think... Sorry?
I was just thinking I may not have that option, really.
You may not, but I'm going to possibly try and give you that. I'm going to hit it with Frostbite.
Alright.
Alright, that's 12 plus 2. 14. That is my DC.
Oh, good God.
It unfortunately shrugs off the spell.
Alright.
I'm going to back up further in my movement into the corridor, into the room.
Alright, so I'm up here by myself, am I?
Unfortunately, yes.
Well, if I try to back up, it is just going to get an attack of opportunity, so I don't think I'm going to do that.
Alright, well, if you cast Firebolt on it, you have disadvantage because it's in melee with you now.
Yes, true enough. I am going to... This seems like a bit of a waste, but I'm here all by myself. We got 2 gems.
Oh, you want to... Yes, the gems.
And I identified one, both of them.
Yep.
The wolf one.
Okay. You have both of them on you.
Yeah, I'm going to pull the wolf one out.
Yep.
And I am going to attempt to activate it.
Okay, so this is going to consume the gem no matter what we do, though. If I remember correctly.
Yes, exactly.
Alright, so...
Hopefully I'll make this DC on this. That's a 10 plus 6. That's a 16.
Alright, that's a success.
That is a success. We have a wolf, a glistening silhouette of a crystal wolf. It's like the gem shards, gem shatters and creates a cloud of shards, and the shards are glittering and give off a little bit of light. Kind of like the Find Familiar spell in Skyrim. It's a little like that, except it's crystally.
Yep.
And it is now here for the next hour.
Or until it dies. Okay, does
it has the same stat block as the wolf.
It's the same stat block as the wolf. Do you roll initiative for it?
I shall now.
Okay.
It has the 10.
Plus 2, 12.
Yep. And that is my action. So, level 1, I don't have any bonus actions. I am not going to move out of this creature's range.
Okay. So I assume you... so where did you summon this wolf? I assume you get to pick which...
Is there enough distance or room between me and our friend?
It's basically right up beside you. You could summon the wolf beside you to take up space, or you could try summoning it on the opposite side.
No, besides fine. Well, actually, we get flanking that way, wouldn't we?
Yes, the wolf does have pack tactics, so...
Alright, I'll summon on the other side. We'll also get the most out of this that we can.
Okay. Okay.
So, it is now the fish, lizard, snake thing's turn.
This creature's turn. Alright. It now has 2 targets. I'm gonna roll to see who it goes for. That's odd. It's going for the wolf.
Okay.
I'll
take it.
What?
I'll take it.
Yep. It was odds or evens, and odds is the wolf. Also, it means it didn't get a 19 to hit one of you.
Yeah, that's actually good, because shield wouldn't have helped me at all.
Okay, it is going to turn around, possibly to mostly get out of the light, and take a big bite towards the wolf.
Alright.
Wolf does not have a terribly high armor class.
Better than mine, I think.
Well, it's a 17 to hit, I'm afraid.
Oh, God.
Okay, that's 5 points of piercing damage to the wolf.
I am really glad that I use this crystal now.
The wolf does not like that. Even being a summoned creature, that hurt.
Well, time for its revenge.
Yes, it gets to make the attack with advantage because you are flanking with it, and the wolf has pack tactics, which means as long as it has another ally within 5 feet of the...
Natural 20.
Oh, natural 20!
Yep.
Okay. The wolf's bite attack is 2d4 plus 2 piercing.
Alright, 2d4, here we go. It is only a 3.
Which doubles to 6.
Double the 3's doubled, and then we add the 2?
Yeah.
So 8 points of damage to this thing.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
So the wolf, after getting bitten, leaps onto this thing and bites it and pins it to the ground for a moment before the creature struggles free, but neither of them are liking that. Okay.
Excellent. Go wolf.
Alright. So I assume you control the wolf, so is it going to just stay there and hopefully distract this thing?
Oh yeah.
Alright.
His job is to save my butt.
Alright. I am going to attempt to make Frostbite work again.
Alright.
Alright, that's only an 8 this time, so that is a failure on this thing. Takes 3 points of cold damage, and has disadvantage on the next attack roll.
Okay.
Okay. Unfortunately, that's all I can do, really.
Level 1.
Level 1, there's only so much you can do.
Okay. So I have flanking now.
You do, which means
so
you
my
have...
advantage and disadvantage cancel out.
I think it's... Flanking's only advantage on melee, I'm afraid.
Oh, alright, so I have disadvantage.
You still have a disadvantage to hit this thing with a firebolt. You can hit with your staff if you want. At advantage. Or you can do something else.
I've never done this before. I'm gonna attack the thing with my staff.
At advantage, because you're flanking.
Yep. You know what the funny thing is?
What?
With disadvantage, I would have hit it with my spell.
Oh.
With advantage, does a 10 hit?
A 10? That's the best? I'm afraid not. You actually do technically hit it with your staff, but it's a glancing blow and it doesn't do any harm to this thing. It has a thick hide.
I think I'll stick with spells.
Okay. Are you going to move? Because it currently has disadvantage on its next attack roll.
No, I want to stay right here. I know it's just a summoned creature, but I don't want to waste its reaction. I don't know. It doesn't make sense, really. I'm going to stay here.
Okay. Well, it's its turn next.
See, if it had to use its reaction to attack me,
Yes.
the disadvantage would have been gone,
Yes.
right? No, this is fine. This is
Alright.
fine.
You have not damaged it. The wolf has. It's going to keep fighting the wolf for the moment.
Okay.
At disadvantage. Okay. That's okay. That's only an 11. That misses the wolf.
Alright.
It snaps at it, but it misses. Alright.
Alright, Wolf. Come on, Wolf. Another natural 20 would be nice.
Okay, that's the disadvantage gone.
18 plus whatever it gets.
I believe that definitely hits. It's plus 4. Yes, so it's 2d4 plus 2 again. Almost a magic missile.
Yeah. This is 5 points more damage.
5?
Yep.
Okay. The wolf gets as it dodges, leaps up and bites this chimeric creature on the exact same spot that it did the first time, and actually manages to draw the creature's blood from its hide this time. It is not happy. You can see the pain and the panic in this creature's eye. It's probably not used to having to the actual fight for its food.
Wow. Also fighting some glowy, crystally creature.
Yep. All right. You can see it's starting to. You can see the predatory instinct in this creature starting to weigh up flight or flight.
Okay. Cool.
All right. It's my turn now. I'm just gonna keep trying to give this thing disadvantage until it proves a bit more of a threat.
More of a threat.
All right. That works. It's only 6. Unfortunately, it's only 2 points of cold damage. Frostbite doesn't do great damage
That's
at this
okay.
level, but disadvantage is huge. Just another one.
Yep.
Alright, so more frost and ice rimes it, locking its joints and limbs in place somewhat.
Okay. I'm going to try
To firebolt it?
Firebolt.
Okay, that disadvantage, I'm afraid.
Yep, I know. Oh, you miserable die. The die are not helping me here at all.
No?
Last time I would have hit with Firebolt, and I missed with the staff.
Yep.
And this time I would have hit with the staff. But I'm definitely missing with the Firebolt.
What's the total?
9.
Yeah, unfortunately, you as you're aiming the two creatures locked in combat, you release the firebolt at a point where it goes stray, or if you had released it, you could have hit your wolf, and you didn't want to do that.
No. So that's fine. It is what it is.
You're gonna stay there then?
Yes. The disadvantage is really helping. I know it's prolonging this battle, but it's helping it in the long run.
It is its turn. Oh wow. Oh wow. I just had to roll an intelligence check. That's -2 in total. It's below 0. This thing is not smart enough
To save its life.
to realize that this is going badly for it. It is going to attempt to attack the wolf again.
Well, see, now I'm not doing anything to it.
Yeah, it's basically forgotten about you, except for the light source.
Yeah. That's my job. I hold the lantern.
Disadvantage is saving your wolf here. That is a total of 9 to hit. That's a miss.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
So, Wolf's turn with advantage.
Yes.
Uh, 10 plus 4 is 14, I guess, right?
14
10 plus
misses.
4? 14 misses.
Yes, this thing it manages to just get out of the way in time. Yeah, a 14 misses this thing.
Wow, that's some pretty good armor class.
Yeah.
All right, that'll be your turn then.
All right. Yeah. I'm gonna stick with worse. Frostbite is really working here.
Yep, it's helping.
And with an 8, it fails again.
Wow.
2 more points of cold damage.
Ah! We're picking away at it real slow.
Yes.
Alright. This firebolt's gonna work. I have a good feeling about it. At the beat of 14? Wow.
Well, no, a 14 doesn't hit.
Well, that certainly doesn't then. The worst of those two numbers was a 1.
A 1.
Yes.
Please roll another attack roll for me.
Not on the wolf. I just got him here. A 5 plus... well, 6.
6. Okay. So you do not hit the wolf, but it's close. You hit the stone by its feet, and the wolf backs up a little bit, like, and looks a little confused about what had just happened.
Oops. It's alright.
It's a summoned
Things are
creature,
not real.
so it doesn't really hold a grudge, but
It doesn't have a choice for the next hour. Minus a few minutes.
Alright. So... yeah. Okay. One more try on this. Okay, that's enough. You can see it, the pain that's suffering is enough, and it's going to attempt to... It's going to use its action to disengage. It's going to flank around, and it's moving its... so it's going to move its 30 feet of movement around the corner, and it's leaving your line of sight as it does that.
Okay.
Okay.
So
It is
use
leaking
its
a trail
action-
of blood from the injuries.
Question is,
Yeah.
do we pursue?
Yep. You can attempt to roll a perception check for your summoned wolf, because it has its senses.
I have my owl here as well. Alright. I am going to... The wolf and I are going to move 30 feet further into the room.
Well, the wolf's... we're still on initiative at the moment, so the wolf is up next.
Oh, wolf is up next. Okay. So the chimera went into the room,
Yes,
right?
it went back into the room. Basically, it retreated.
So my orders to the wolf are to pursue it.
Okay.
So, and then he's going to look for it?
Yep.
Alright, so does he have advantage on perception or just regular?
It has it has 1 second. Keen hearing and smell. So if it tries to smell or hear for it, yes, it can.
Natural 20.
Okay, this is interesting, because I had to roll a stealth check with advantage, and I got a natural 20. So, please roll again. With just a single roll this time.
The straight roll is a 9.
I'm afraid this creature rolled higher.
Alright, so it got away.
2 natural 20s. That's a first. No. You rolled a natural 20 and it rolled a natural 20, so we haven't done a contest like that before.
Alright. Okay.
Yeah, the wolf smells it, but can't quite find where it is in the room.
Wow, that's got some serious stealth.
Alright, so that's your wolf's turn, so I'm up next.
Yep.
Right, I'm going to come back up to where you are.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, yeah. And I'm just gonna hold Frostbite at the ready to release if I see it.
Alright.
So I'm basically at the end. I'm basically standing with you at the mouth entrance to this room.
Okay.
Okay,
We go back to the top
it's
of the
your
round.
turn now. Yes.
The wolf is standing at the bottom of this ramp, I guess.
The wolf is in the room now. It had entered the room.
I am going to proceed down my 30 feet to, or just to the entrance to the room.
Okay, so you're just going into the room. Okay, you're basically at the where the corridor ends and the room begins at the moment.
I thought I was back in the other room.
Oh yeah, you did go back, didn't you? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you enter the. Yeah. Okay, so 30 feet into the room.
Not 30 feet. I'm just going to where the room begins.
Okay, so that's half your. It's going to take half your movement to get there.
Okay, and then I'm going to look for this creature.
Perception check.
Not with my owl, because
you don't have it summoned, yeah.
Perception, that will be an 18.
As you're just looking around, you catch almost like a shimmer in the room, and you lock onto that, and you kind of realize that there's something blending against the wall that is blending in perfectly with its surroundings. It has some sort of chameleon-style camouflage.
Firebolt.
Okay, firebolt. You see it, so you do. So this is just a straight roll.
That will be a 17 to hit.
Hits.
Wolf, eat the thing that's burning.
You can point this thing out to us as a...
1.
1.
1 point of bloody damage.
So your aim's a little off, and you hit its paw, or basically its hand for all intents and purposes. It doesn't really...
I hit something.
It's foreleg, basically, but you hit it, and okay, yeah, and you can point it out to the two of us. We see it now.
Right.
It's up next, though.
Its turn.
All right, so it knows that it's been seen.
And I did a whole point of damage to it.
Yeah. Unfortunately, too far. Yeah, it's going to use this anyway because it's. All right, you see it breathe in, and you see its throat bulge, and it.
Oh, great!
Unleashes a venom spray, but it is still aiming for the wolf because it's what's been doing the most harm to it. In a 30-foot by 5-foot line, so you two are just oriented enough that it can't get both of you.
Alright.
Please make a Constitution saving throw for your wolf.
Oh, that's a 19 plus whatever it gets.
Plus 1.
So 20.
So 20. Okay. Still takes half damage. Alright, so the wolf takes, the wolf takes 2 points of poison damage. It was a low roll. And...
How much damage is it taken from the first attack? I can't remember.
The first bite, it was 5.
So it's taken 7 total?
Yeah. And the wolf is able to shrug off whatever venom is in that, saliva that was just sprayed across the room at it.
Whatever that poor unfortunate agent couldn't.
Yeah. Okay.
Alright.
So the wolf's up next. It is hurting, but it's under your summon control, so it has no free will.
It has no choice in the matter. And it must be annoyed because I rolled a natural 18 plus whatever bonuses it gets.
Plus 4.
Yep.
That hits.
2d4 plus 2.
Yep.
Six points of damage to this thing.
Alright, so your wolf leaps, latches its mouth around this creature, and just rips its throat open, basically.
Alright.
That's a killing blow.
Excellent. At the beginning of this combat, I was thinking, it might be a bit of a waste using one of these crystals so early. I am so glad I did.
Yes, that could have been bad. The other nice thing you did is because you brought your light in front of it. It had a hard time perceiving everyone, both of us, so it didn't use its venom spray quite to start.
Yeah, that was bad too.
All right, so this thing's dead. So this thing's dead.
Excellent.
And the wolf sticks around, I believe.
Yep. It's the same. It has the same summoning time as conjure minor elementals. Yep. So it's here for an hour.
Okay. So we are. All right. So it's dead and it's lying at the north end of this room.
Yep.
All right. So now we get to look at this room. Now
yes.
I enter it with
now we're surviving.
Yep.
Let's go down in the room and have a look around.
Yeah. So, we're both at full health. The wolf only has 4 hit points left.
Oh, well, that's fine.
Yeah, wolves only have 11 hit points, so.
Better him than me.
Yeah. Okay, so apart from there are 3 other exits in this room apart from the one we entered in.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so this is...
Oh.
Alright.
So let's just examine the room to start. Yeah. It came out of a pool or something, didn't it?
Based on the footprints that we look in the room, we think it came from the north exit from this room. There is another exit in the western wall, but not the one we came in.
Well, wait a minute. Wouldn't we be Aren't we standing at the western exit?
There's a second exit on the western wall. There's 2 of them. One in the south and one about in the middle.
So which one are we at?
We're at the southwestern one. Okay. There's one in basically the center of the western wall, and the northeastern end. There's another exit that looks like it leads into a different corridor. You're starting to get the feeling this area is a bit of a maze.
I see that. I'm glad I'm writing a map.
Yeah.
Okay. I will investigate this room.
Okay.
You need your help? With your help?
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, 25?
Okay, 25. Yep, that's quite good. So there isn't much in here apart from the fact that you're positive that based on the trail of water and the strong smell of all the same smells you've been hearing, all the algae, the mildew, and you're pretty sure actual just water. You're pretty sure it definitely came from the northern room, and you think that room, as you look that way with light, you're pretty sure you see light reflecting off water. You think the northern room out of this exit is flooded.
Okay.
So you think that's the pool of water it came out of.
We came in the southwest corridor. Yes. The center one heading back the way we came
is west.
It is in water.
No, the north one.
The northeast one.
No, the north one.
How many exits are there?
There are 4 in this room.
Oh, 4! My bad. I thought it was 3.
Like I said, there was 3 others apart from the one we entered in.
Yeah, my bad.
Yeah, so based on the trail, you're pretty sure it came from there, and they think that chamber is at least flooded and submerged in water.
Okay. Too bad we didn't have someone who can breathe water.
We do. There is the northeastern exit is dry. You notice unlike everything else in here, there's not a lot of water in there, and it's also it's slanting upwards.
What about the northwestern one?
So the remaining one, the one on the western end of the wall in the center of it, it slopes down again, much like
go into water?
Yeah, it's there's a bit of water in there, but it's still not submerged.
Right.
And
that
looks like it's a long corridor that goes down past the range of our light, but before that it also forks again, heading north.
It's forks or just bends north?
Just bend. It's like almost like a T junction we can see, and there's a path that heads north off of.
And it continues west?
It continues west, yes.
Right.
Past the range of light.
Okay. Do you feel like getting wet?
I'm fine with that. Do you want me to go into that?
The submerged room?
Alright, so am I going to the flooded chamber? Okay. Alright, so I approach it, and as we see my light expanding, it's an expansive room. This chamber is roughly more than twice as long as the current one we're in.
Okay. Just go have a quick look.
Okay. I am going to investigate this area. Oh, that's quite good. Yeah. Okay. So I'm not gone too long, but And it's like, yeah, you're like, yeah, this is a big room. There must be a lot to look in there. So I come back. About a minute and a half later.
Oh, that's quite a while.
Yep. Okay. I say, well, I think our friend here was having a... So basically I describe the room. It's very long. There is a bridge overhead spanning two other rooms which are on the floor, which are basically above, going across. I swam underneath that, and to the very end there were two rooms that went off from there. One looked like a nest that this thing had clearly been living in, and the other one was a flooded chamber, and I found this. And I hold up basically it's a round circular, or looks like almost like a lens. And it fits in this, basically it fits in my fingers as I have them spread here.
Yeah.
And it's a blue colored lens. Looks like it's made of some sort of crystal. It has a metal ring encircling it. I didn't find anything else there apart from that bridge that went overhead.
Okay.
It went east to west in the room.
I suspect that this corridor that's sloping up a little bit to the east might join up to something that will come to that bridge at some point.
Okay. So that's all I found in there, though. But we did find something.
Yeah. Okay. Let's head east in that drier corridor heading slightly upwards.
So we want to go up. So northeast, and we're heading upwards on the...
Yes.
Okay. The good news is we head up. There's less mildew here, so we're no longer having... It's no longer slippery.
All right.
Okay. So after we head up about 10 feet, we see that the corridor goes ahead and then turns northward again. But there is there's a door in the southern wall, on the south wall as well before that.
Okay. Go up to the door.
Okay.
Is there anything special about it?
It looks like a wood door with iron reinforcements. It's closed. It's got a lot of algae and mildew on it.
Mage hand and knob.
Locked.
Key?
There is a keyhole. Yep.
That key.
Oh, you want to take out your key? Yeah. They don't fit. It does not fit. There is a window into this room, actually. Well, sort of.
Like a grate or something?
Yeah, it's like a grate. It's a small square with some bars.
Do I see anything on the other side?
If you hold your light source up, your staff up, you might be able to peer in.
Can I shove my staff through the grate?
There's enough room to fit it through, yeah.
What do I see?
Alright. Alright. You see a statue of what looks like an angel made of marble, and it is holding its outstretched hands like this. Another looks identical to the lens I found, except it's red.
Not crying by any chance, is it?
No.
Good.
That seems to be the only thing in this relatively small chamber.
Well, I'm gonna let's hold my staff there, doesn't matter. I'm gonna look through and I'll cast Mage Hand and see if I can pick up that crystal.
Okay.
Does it come out free?
Yeah, it's just resting there in her hands. So
Does
the Mage Hand goes out.
Respond to this at all?
What?
Does the statue come to life and get mad at the fact that I'm stealing her crystal?
As you lift it up, nothing seems to happen.
All right.
It's going to be a dexterity check to try and fit this thing through the bars, by the way.
Is it possible?
It is possible, yes.
I dropped this. It shatters.
Okay. So I don't think Mage Hand has a dexterity.
No.
No. So this is a straight
roll.
Yeah.
4.
No, it's not working. The Mage Hand doesn't have the finesse to fit this through.
I'm not a thief.
You are concerned that you might damage the lens if you continue trying.
Can I fit my hand through this?
This will be another dexterity check. You can try. It's a tight squeeze.
All 21.
Oh, okay. So you have a plus. So it's not a natural 20 though.
No. It's a 19 plus
You're
2.
just able to manage it. You're able to fit your hand through, and you can.
I'm gonna bring the mage hand to my hand and hang on to the lens, and then I'm gonna try with my own dexterity to move it through.
You manage it.
Oh, cool.
And obviously, that was a creative solution I didn't think of. So I think you can have inspiration for that. We're coming.
Hey, I've done something good.
Yeah, no, that was. I didn't think that was possible. When I put that window in there. I was like, that's gonna be. I thought that's gonna be a bit outside mage hand. But you managed to make that work. I'm impressed.
Good rolls. What can I say?
So we now have 2 of these lenses. One blue, one red.
All right. A green or a yellow one coming.
All right. So that's this room, but the corridor will continue heading northward. So you want to keep following the path we're going?
Hold on a sec.
Yeah.
Just writing down where I got these from. Yes. Head towards the north.
Okay. So we proceed about 40 feet, and then we come to a square room that has... Yep. There's not much in here. It looks like it might have been a storeroom at one point, but it's gone to... It's falling apart like almost everything else in here.
Is this a dead end?
No, there is a corridor that heads west, and as we turn that way, we can see the bridge at the edge that I described at the edge of light source.
Okay. Yeah.
And
Yeah, kind of.
yeah, so it's about a 10-foot drop down into the water below, but there is a bridge. It is made of wood.
Oh. Is that as disrepair as the rest of this bloody place?
It looks more structurally sound. Bridges have to be.
Alright, hold on a second. In the room, the little storage room, yes. I want to do a quick search.
Okay, you can.
13.
You don't find anything really of use. It's like you're just prodding around with your staff mostly, and a lot of it's just coming apart as you do so. Like, no, it's like food might have been stored here at one point.
Alright.
It's not food anymore.
When I go to the bridge, I'm going to have the wolf go across first.
Okay, the wolf proceeds. It seems to make the other side without any problem.
Alright, I'll head across.
Okay, so you proceed. You come to a almost identical room, except there's another corridor heading to the west, and before it turns north. Seeing it's another corridor.
Yep.
In this room, there is... Second. There is a chest on a pedestal.
Oh, that's not good. It's one of those things like, oh, okay. Look at me. Is there anything special about this chest?
It looks relatively ornate. It's intact.
That by itself is kind of unusual. Is there like a padlock or a latch or some kind of lock in the front of it?
There's a lock on it, yes. Yes, there is. It's a locked chest.
Alright, I'm going to have my wolf stand in front of this chest. Mm-hmm. And then I'm going to be 30 feet back, which I think is the maximum range.
For mage hand?
And off to a side,
yep.
So at an angle 30 feet. And then I'm going to try and mage hand, like, lift the latch up.
Okay, it is locked. I told you there is.
I'm going to try it.
Okay. Strength check?
I'm going to jiggle around.
The mage hand?
Hmm?
Sorry?
I'm going to just jiggle around, being rough with it.
Okay, strength check with the mage hand.
As rough as a mage hand can be.
You might get lucky.
Oh, 20. A waste of these rolls, I tell you.
Okay, just to be clear, if I didn't give you inspiration before, I would have now. You somehow, against all odds with a mage hand, managed to break this lock. You You just pull the padlock apart into two pieces. The latch falls off. You have the part of it where the key is meant to go in the mage hand, and the chest is now unlocked. I think that has to be on par with the razor vine thing from our last campaign.
Yeah, well, I didn't almost die this time.
I'm glad this one was on camera.
Alright.
This is Mage Hand's greatest moment.
There you go. I'll have to take that thing it pulled off and mount it on the wall somewhere.
Yeah.
Alright, open up the chest.
I assume with Mage Hand?
Yeah.
Okay, that's easy enough. The chest is open. You have no visual of what's inside the chest from your current vantage point.
I walk over and have a look inside.
Because nothing happens. Okay. Alright, let's see. There is... chest has gold in it.
Woohoo!
About 30 gold pieces. And it has another one of these lenses.
Oh, what color is this
Magenta.
one? We still have primary colors.
So that's the third one of these. Alright. And are we dividing up the gold now as well?
Sure.
Okay. I'll note that down. So you managed to get your gold back, at least. That you spent on the healer's kit.
Oh, I spent 5 on that,
Yeah.
so we're up ahead. That's good. So we got 3 of these things
Yes,
now.
And based on what you've seen just so far, you're pretty sure we've explored at least the eastern side of this, because I basically point out the areas where the flood chamber continues to and the side rooms I saw. So there is a path continuing west before it turns to the north.
Does it just turn north, or is there another branch
Nope,
to this?
it's just one straight line at this point. Well, not a straight line, but yes, it is a single passage.
Alright, let's head west, turning north.
Okay. Alright, we turn north, we keep going for about 30 feet, and then it turns to the west again. For about 10 feet, before it turns south again.
Okay, so it does a U-turn.
More or less, yes. And we come to another large open room that looks like it would have been... this looks like it would have been a meeting chamber at one point. But it's all falling apart again. There's a big long table which has just collapsed in the center and is just rotting away.
Well, I see no reason not to give it a quick search. 18.
Alright, 18. Alright. In this alright, as you look around, you find a bunch of more papers, similar to the ones you found upstairs. Some of these are in better condition than the one upstairs, where they were just basically falling apart. So you can make out some details. Most of this is written in Celestial, so you can't read it.
Okay, what
There
I'm
are a
going to do is
few
I'll gather
diagrams
up.
that are on there, though.
I'll gather up anything that seems relatively intact. Like enough that there's like a paragraph or two, so we can decipher later. What are the diagrams of?
There's 2 that catch your eye. One of them is because it's a diagram of what look like a pair of statues of the
our buddies in the beginning.
The horse and the knight riding it. There's
okay.
And the other one is of a perfect tetrahedron, a perfect pyramid, basically like a D4.
Yeah.
And there's runic script on it, but you don't recognize that either.
Does it have in each of those facets? Does it have like a round circle?
No.
Okay. I'm gonna take
You
those.
also find another key. You think this might have been for the door that you managed to bypass, possibly.
Alright, I'm gonna take all the legible stuff I can find.
It probably comes to about 3 pages worth of text.
Oh, alright. Well, I'll take it anyway. Yep. We'll decipher it later.
Alright, there are just like the previous one of the other rooms in, there's 4 ways out of here, including the one we just came from.
Sorry, hold on a second.
So it's a large rectangular room.
Okay, large rectangular room with
4 exits, including the one we came from.
And they're on the cardinal positions?
Nope.
Or?
3 of them are in the north wall. Northeast, northwest, and just north, and the last one's in the south. So we came from the northeastern one.
So northeast, northwest,
north,
and just plain north.
And south.
And south.
Yes.
Well, seeing how there's only one to the south, let's check that one out.
Okay. The south room, the path starts sloping down again, but not as steep as the first one we came up.
All right.
Okay. You see this room seems to have been possibly an altar at one point, or a chamber.
Sorry, the south corner ends in a room?
Yes, the room it comes to looks like it would have been an altar chamber possibly at one point. There is...
Do I recognize possibly what it was an altar to? Like what deity or...
You don't see much iconography that's left. You do notice something that does look familiar is there are a pair of sconces where candelabras would have been put. This looks vaguely familiar.
The ones that turned earlier on?
It looks similar set up to that, just candelabras instead of torches.
Alright, I will examine them a little bit more closely.
Okay, roll investigation check.
You helping?
Yep.
$19.
Okay. Yep, it doesn't take too long to figure out which of them turns, and it opens another secret compartment. Inside, there is a 4th of these lenses.
Oh.
This one's green.
Cardinal.
This one's green.
Ah, there we go. I knew we'd find another primary color.
There is another path from this way that continues south in this room.
Okay.
It also comes to a cross section, as we can see as we look down it.
Okay. And it goes down and goes to a crossroads, you said?
Yes, it keeps slanting downwards and then comes to a crossroads. So it keeps going south, but also there's a path that intersects east and west.
Okay. Just going to go to the crossroads and look in each of those directions.
Okay. You can see a similar path that you saw. You're pretty sure we're now the opposite of the second room we came in. When we looked down, remember there was a western path?
The room that we met the Chimera in?
Yes, where we had that fight?
Yeah.
There was a path that kept heading west. You're pretty sure we're now looking at that from the opposite end. So there is a path in between these two rooms. And the path continues west and then turns north again. And the southern path keeps going before it meets up where you think we found that first room. Or where the stairs we came down in.
Okay.
Yeah.
And to the south?
That is to the south. It keeps going down,
Oh.
and then it turns east. So basically, you think that meets up in the first chamber.
Okay. What about the western one?
The western one keeps going west for about 10 feet before turning north. And this eastern corridor meets... you're pretty sure that's the one we saw before when we were looking from that other room.
Yep.
But we don't see that room because it's past the light we have. You do remember there was a turn in this corridor. It's that corridor, though, at some point. But it's further along.
Alright, let's try the northern one. The one that goes west and turns north.
So we're heading down again. And we're once again getting to one of the damper areas of this maze.
Okay.
It goes ahead about 70 feet before we come to another room.
Oh, wow.
This is another big rectangular chamber. There are 3 exits apart into this room. So we're standing in one. And there's one on the, again, northeast and northwest. And in the center of this room, there is a pedestal.
Yep.
And there's a circular plinth that has another one of these lenses on it. This one is yellow.
So there's just a circular
There's a
platform.
There's a pillar. Yep. And it has a circular bit, and the lens is inserted into a circular section of that.
Alright. Is there anything on the floor around it that looks suspicious?
Make an investigation check.
That will be a 18.
18. You don't see anything around the floor, but as you're just tapping your staff in thought, you feel something that sounds like it might be metallic right where we're standing at the entrance to this room. As you start looking around, it looks like there's a section where there's holes in the floor, and you think it looks like
portcullis.
It looks like it might be a. You look up and you see from that roll there is a portcullis in the ceiling that's meant to come down, and those holes are basically the parts where it locks into the floor.
All right. So take this, and you are trapped. How long have it been since I summoned my wolf?
At this point, only about 10 minutes.
So far?
Yeah.
Since the battle?
Yeah, since the battle.
I've been around for a little while. How far between... If I stand so that I'm behind the possible fall of the portcullis,
I think...
how far to the plinth with the...
about 15 feet.
Oh, that's within mage 10.
I think I also have about 10 minutes left of comprehend languages at this point.
Alright, so I will mage hand and grab the... And the wolf will be behind us because I do want to keep it around for a little while longer.
Okay.
Pluck.
And 2 more portcullises come down the other exits as well. And they lock into place.
Yep.
Alright, and your mage hand is holding the lens.
Turn it.
Yeah.
Feed it through the bars.
This is easier because this is a larger gap than the window.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, so you can take the lens. Right,
Yep.
so this is the 5th one you have. This one's yellow.
Yep.
However, you can't proceed this way anymore because the portcullis.
Once I have the lens, I'll put it with the others in my satchel.
Yes.
Then, see, I still have mage hand out. I'm gonna have the mage hand push down on the plinth where the crystal came from.
Okay. Roll a strength check for mage hand to see if it can depress that pressure plate enough.
Sure.
This was very weight specific.
3.
It doesn't work, I'm afraid.
I'm gonna do the Ballad of Indiana Jones here, and I was just gonna take a. Anyway,
Okay.
whatever. We don't have any rocks or anything in this room.
The
No
last
rubble.
one you threw in that other room. It was left there.
Hey, back with the chimera. That was a while ago. All right, for the moment, I'm going to retrace my
You can
steps.
backtrack.
Go to the back to where the green room was. I'm just going to call them because of the colored
That's
lenses.
fine.
And then proceed to a little bit north to the room that has the 3 rooms heading.
And that was where the table was.
corridors.
Yep. Okay. So this is.
The,
Yep.
the 3 corridors heading north.
Okay.
I'll take the central one.
Central one. Okay. That slopes down.
Okay.
And then we proceed forward 20 feet. It turns to the west. We proceed another 20 feet. It turns to the south. And we're at a portcullis. This is one of the This is one of the This is one of the entrances to that where we found the yellow lens.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go back to the room.
Yep.
The table room.
Backtrack to the meeting chamber.
Yeah. And go to the northwest one. Head that one.
So this one almost turns west immediately. As you proceed down about 20 feet, and then it turns north, and it's a small antechamber.
Okay.
Okay. There is a stone bench in this room. That's really the only. I think this might have been a waiting room or something. There's a stone bench there, and there's another passage on the western end of this room which turns south immediately. Based on your memory of what the previous room with the yellow lens was, you think it might meet up with the third exit from that room.
Oh, alright, so we're running out of options in this direction then, by the looks of it.
Alright.
I'm going to examine this room. I'm going to check that meeting bench table. It might be something in disguise. Okay. Examine it. That will be a 14.
Okay. As you examine it, you're tapping it. You realize that this bench is hollow.
Oh. Okay.
You're looking. You can't quite find a method of opening it, though. I'm afraid with that roll.
I will use my staff and see if I can just put over.
Okay. Make a strength check.
15.
Okay. It turns over. The stone seems to be in pretty rough shape, and it does break open.
Oh, there we go. Can't do finesse, we'll just do brute force.
And
with my massive arms.
And a lens rolls out. And
didn't break that sucker.
Yeah. Alright, so this is the 6th one, and this one is cyan in color. You have a pretty good idea of most of this labyrinth at this point, you think?
There is still one room that we haven't done.
Yep.
So
you have all 6. So you have 6 of these things now.
Oh, is that a Freudian slip there with the all?
Perhaps. So you have 6 of them. Just to review, that's red, blue, green, yellow, magenta, and cyan.
Yes. And colors are my forte. I have no idea what magenta looks like.
True. I did put a color. Well, your character's not colorblind, unless you specify.
No.
No.
It just doesn't mean anything to me.
Yes. Well, you also have me here.
I am going to go back to retrace all our steps all the way back to the original room with the statue of the knight.
Yep. Okay, so we're going back to where we first started. Okay.
Yeah, the knight on a horseback one. Because there is one corridor heading out of there that we did not check. The one on the west side of the north wall.
Actually, we have... Alright, so we basically come back through that room, into that room, by that path, I'm afraid.
Oh!
Yeah, that little cross-section goes down to and turns towards it.
Ah. So then that means there's only one room out of the Chimera room that we haven't been through?
Yes, there was... You did see that large... That basically... the long corridor that spanned basically west to east for most of this did turn to the north a little bit.
Yeah. So that's the only place
That's the only place you
been
haven't
then.
been. Yes.
All right. Head to the Chimera room, and we'll head that
So
way.
head that way. So we come to an ornate door with
All right.
6 holes in it. 6 circular holes.
So there was a slip.
Yes.
Uh,
I don't think it was a big one. I think we were getting to the point realizing that there wasn't much left of this.
Does there seem to be any indications on this door, markings or otherwise, as to which goes where?
Nope. But it is. There's a clear. It's basically 6, and they're basically positioned
In a
in a
circular
circular
pattern?
pattern.
Is there like a central one, or they're all just...
There is a central lens. Yes, in the there's or something similar in the door.
Big red button?
No.
Okay, so there's something in the middle
Yes,
of the door.
it looks
not-
clear.
It's not a slot for...
No, it's filled. It looks clear.
All right. Well, we had that clue at the beginning from the guy.
This would be the journal.
Balance against opposites.
Yes.
I assume that means this door here. And I am sucky when it comes to what the opposites of colors are. I'm going to ask you, I'm going to hold up the cyan and the blue colors. Would these two be opposites?
1 second. I don't think so. It says cyan is blue and green mixed together. So, I said I don't think it would fit with those. We do. I think we do have the 3 primary colors here, though.
Yes.
Red, blue, and green.
So cyan should go between blue and green, I assume.
That might work. Yeah. But what's its opposite? I say, thinking like, well, of the 3 primary.
What's magenta? What's magenta made out
Magenta
of?
is made up of blue and red. It's purple, basically. Just,
All right. So we got green, blue, red.
and then we have 3
Cyan
non-primary
and
colors,
magenta.
which are mixed ones.
What? I thought we had green.
Yeah, we have.
So yellow. Oh, sorry. Yellow, blue. Sorry. Blue is. Sorry. Green is yellow and blue mixed together.
Well, I said, are we talking about paints or lights? Or light here, I say.
How are we going to know?
I don't know. I said, but if we're talking about, yes, yellow is the 3rd primary color for paints usually, but if we're dealing with the colors of light, it's green.
Yes. Yeah. Light is additive, and mixing paints is the opposite. It subtracts. You mix all the colors of light together, you get white. Mix all the colors of paint together, and you get black.
Yes. All right. The only clue I can see.
That's as much color theory as I know.
I said the only clue I can clearly see is that lens is clear, not dark.
So we're dealing with light then.
I think so.
Also, there's a clue to get in here is light anyway as well. Alright, if we're dealing with light, then you mix... What colors do you mix to get yellow?
Red and green.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Alright, so
So
we got red as a primary. We have green, sorry, blue, and green. So red and green together give us what?
yellow.
And red and blue together give
Magenta.
us cyan, magenta.
Yep. And then blue and green give us cyan.
There we go.
All right.
So I'm not entirely sure where we start on this, but I'm going to put red, yellow, green, cyan, blue, magenta.
All right. So, red,
Yep.
yellow,
Yellow.
green,
Yeah.
blue,
Cyan. Cyan.
okay, blue,
Blue.
and magenta.
Magenta.
All right. As you put them in that order, I think that's right. Yep. You see them all turn, and they lock in place, and the door slides up. I'm pretty sure we got that right. I was like,
Hey, I know very little about color theory.
so red is opposite cyan. Blue is opposite yellow.
yes.
And green is opposite magenta because those are the primary color that is the opposite is the one not in the mix.
Works
All
for
of them
me.
add together to make white light.
Yes.
There you go. So yes, that causes.
Some of that I figured out. Some of it I had no clue about.
All right.
So what's in this bloody big room? Oh, sorry, room. I don't know.
It's about a 30-foot square room.
All right.
It looks like the remains of a laboratory.
Woohoo! Is there an Igor in here?
No.
All right. We'll have to talk with a lisp.
All right.
This I am going to thoroughly search. Oh, numbers fail me now. Total, biggest, best, 14.
14. Okay, a lot of this room would have had a lot of chemicals and reagents and components in it, you think. This clearly is a laboratory that is dedicated towards magical research, and a lot of it is no longer usable.
Okay,
With that roll...
my crappy
That's
roll.
not bad.
I was rolling in the 20s for things that didn't matter.
Alright,
Oh well.
you find two things of note.
Yeah.
One is a rectangular box, about 10 inches long. And it's...
Intact?
What? Sorry?
Intact?
It is intact, yes. You also see, as you look around it, you see a relief of a sun and a moon on it. And you're pretty sure this is a puzzle box looking at it.
Okay. I will attempt to open the puzzle box.
Okay. Are you going to look? Are you going to examine it first? No.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing here now.
Okay.
One of the numbers was a 2. One of the numbers was a 3.
Okay.
9.
9. Okay. Okay. I am able to point out because the last bit of my comprehend language is still going for at least a minute or two. I'm able to point out there's an inscription here. It says, "I rise with the moon." And basically, with that clue, you start sliding it around.
Yeah.
And you're able to get the moon to appear up above the sun. And you hear it click when you do that, basically. So it's the opposite of the sliding where the puzzle was before.
Well, beats me smashing it open with my
Yeah.
staff.
You hear so it opens up.
Yep.
There are 3 rolls of paper in there. Each of them has a pressed wax seal.
Cool. I will put them in my satchel. I will not open them up here.
Yeah.
I think they're going to use detect magic on
The
those.
other thing you notice is that there is a pedestal in the far room that has a triangular imprint in it that is empty.
We did not find we didn't find one of these.
No, you didn't find anything that resembled that diagram, but this looks like this is where it would have fit. But it's empty.
This is too important.
What is?
Well, I don't want to leave this. I mean, we went through all this trouble and It seems kind of important just to miss this one little thing. What's it on? What's that little thing?
It's like
on?
it's like a stone pedestal. It's just got a triangular imprint in it where something triangular shaped like that tetrahedron we saw would fit.
So it's just a stone pedestal sitting on the floor.
It's just part of the wall, basically, more or less.
Is it attached to anything?
It's attached to the floor.
So if I try to move it at all, it's
fixed.
It's really quite solid.
It's fixed to the wall. Yes, it's fixed to the ground.
Do I notice any seam in this? Like it's a box or something?
No, the only seam you notice is that imprint on the top where the triangle.
All right, I'm gonna check the wall where this thing's attached to. Does there look like there's a door or a secret compartment that this thing possibly activates? Like we've seen a lot of those sorts of things so far.
Roll another investigation check.
When it comes to being unimportant, of course we lose. What is that? Yeah, 13.
13. Okay. You don't think so. You don't think there's a compartment here or a mechanism. Something is clearly meant to fit in this, though.
Yes.
But we don't have that.
And we thoroughly searched this room, and I didn't find anything.
Just those two things. Unless you want to get our familiars out and try just looking around one last time with their help.
Yeah. Okay. The next thing is I'm gonna do. We're gonna search this whole bloody place all over again. Oh God, that would be a pair of twos.
Okay. Do you want me to look around with my cat's help?
I thought that was what we just did. Use our familiars to look. Well, we can't roll.
We can't keep rolling forever, can we? No.
Eventually, we're gonna hit a 20 and say, "Hey, did we finally find it?" No. That seems.
This is we're pretty sure that we're not gonna find anything more in this room.
Yeah. That is a shame.
We're also just fairly certain, just from looking around, we've thoroughly looked in everywhere else. You think?
All right. I guess we're just not finding whatever is under there. Let's leave.
Okay.
We didn't see any indication of the night dude.
In here? No, not apart from that statue.
All right. Well, we have some research material, which we should read through and examine, and that might give us a clue because you said on that diagram with the little pyramid-shaped object, there was some runes and stuff. And
there were some markings on the diagram, and there was some writing to accompany it. Yes.
All right. So my suggestion is we leave.
We'll have to recast Detect Magic. Sorry, Comprehend Languages. By the time we leave, it'll run its course.
Yeah. I thought you said it already had burned its
No,
course.
I had about a minute left when we were in that laboratory.
Was that long enough to read that piece of paper?
It would be enough to read one of the pieces of paper. It takes a minute to read a full page of text, according to the spell.
Let's take 10 minutes. Who cares? Recast the Detect Magic.
So we're staying in this laboratory?
Unless you can read that piece of paper before your spell ends.
Which one?
The one with the imprint of the pyramid.
So you want me? Okay, the one with the tetrahedron on it. Okay, you want me to read that one? I have enough time left to read that one page.
All right. See what it says.
Okay. It takes a minute. It seems to be researching something that's being referred to as an arcanum. An arcanum is what it says. It's, as far as I can tell, basically just reading through it, it seems to be what they're referring to that picture of the pyramid as. Apparently they found one of these and they were researching it. Trying to find out exactly what it does.
Okay.
They weren't making a lot of progress. They were hoping to send word to a place called Lyria, which is the second time we've heard that. It was mentioned on the door.
How's that spelled?
Lyria. Okay, and they were hoping that they could send some more advanced researchers or spellcasters to hopefully aid in researching this device, they said, which they unearthed.
But no mention of where this device is.
It says it should be stored in the laboratory at all times. It should not be removed except for dire circumstances.
Which may or may not have happened.
So that may have been where it was kept, I say, after reading that. And it's just not there now.
Well, that's all we can do.
And that is the end of my comprehend languages. So if you want me to read those other pages, I'll have to recast.
No, if that... I was hoping that it referred to where that thing was, and if it says it has to be here... And,
it's not?
Well, it could be with those rolls. But from our perspective as players, we searched this thing. This thing's been done. There's nothing left.
Yeah.
Let's head out.
Okay. So as we head back out into the chamber where the stairs leading up are, something does catch our attention.
Sorry. When we go to the door, I want to collect those lenses. Oh, sorry, they went up.
They went up. There is a lever. You notice that you can. That there's a switch on the inside.
Yeah.
Of the door of the laboratory, that you can use Mage Hand to turn, and the door will come. And the door comes down.
Yeah, I think I want to collect those lenses.
You can just turn them out and they pull out. Okay, you're taking all of them.
The center one doesn't.
The central one was fixed to the door. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna take them all.
So you have 6 lenses again. The door locks in place.
Yeah.
Yeah. So mark down somewhere in your character sheet that you are carrying those around now. So you're basically from that you're carrying 6 pounds worth of lenses.
Yeah.
So as we come back, we go back to the room where we fought the Chimera creature, and then we come back into the main room where the staircase leading up is, and we do notice something is amiss.
What?
That statue's gone.
That statue is gone.
Yes.
So that is him.
You think it's either gone or it's broken on the floor.
Is it broken on the floor?
You think there is more rubble here?
I'm gonna investigate this. Does it look like the second statue that was standing there has been broken? Well, now I start rolling well again. 18.
Yes, you think there's enough rubble here to count now for 2 statues instead of 1. And when we just touch the base, you actually pull away because it is hot. As if there's a residual heat on that pedestal where the statue was. And you actually look at some of the stonework and think, this looks scorched slightly.
As in, like, a fire spell?
It looks like there's been fire on this, affecting the stonework.
I am going to check. I'm going to roll an Arcana check. Has this been blasted with magic? Well, that's a 4. Plus 6 is 10.
You're pretty sure that in order for fire to basically scour stone like this, it usually requires magical fire. Stone is not naturally flammable. And you also notice the inside of the parts of the statue are hot, is where the heat is strongest. Apart from that, the only other thing you notice is, you remember those letters I told you about on the base of the statue? That were in Celestial? They're cracked and look like they're ruined.
What in the world caused that? us going into the lab?
You rolled a what was the investigation check again? No, that was the Arcana check.
18 was the investigation check.
In total?
Yep.
Okay. You would also, as you're looking around, you can see what looked like there might have been hoof prints. It's hard to tell, but it might be more than one set. And they're heading up.
Okay. So he found his brother and left, or what was he looking for?
His they used the term like compatriot, ally, fellow, that sort of thing.
Okay, so they might be waiting outside for us. Let's head up the stairs.
Okay, so we're back on the first floor now. The door, there is light pouring in from the open door.
So the double doors that lead into the original main room, there's light there.
Yes, you left those doors open, remember. But you closed the double set of stone doors, but now they are open. There's light pouring in from them.
Oh, so... Interesting. Is there anything in this room?
In this one? You can roll another investigation check if you want, if you think you missed something.
What I'm looking for is, a guy in a horseback.
You don't see either of them, no.
Alright. I'm going to listen for what sounds like horses.
Okay. You don't hear anything. You also notice that we were admittedly in that laboratory and we were quite engrossed in looking around, but we didn't hear much. It wasn't too far away.
Alright.
You think a statue...
Far enough.
You think a statue effectively exploding, from what the looks of it almost is, would cause noise.
Probably shake. Well, that would shake the whole bloody foundation.
No, but you don't remember that.
Alright, let's head up to the original door that came into this whole place.
Yep, okay.
And it's ajar.
It's open.
You said. It's open. And do I see anything standing there, looking out?
No, you don't see anything.
Do I see on the ground hoof prints leading away from this?
Roll a perception check.
Be 23.
Yes.
22.
With your owl's assistance, you can easily see the trail of two sets of hoof prints riding away at great speed after they left this little... They left the staircase, basically, when they could ride again.
So he found his friend, and now he's leaving. I'm going to close the door behind us.
It closes?
And I'm going to follow... follow him. I'm going to have my owl fly up high, and keep an eye out from there as well.
Please go back to the plateau picture. Alright. So from where we are...
Which is where?
It was right around there, yep. The trail heads east. Straight east.
This way. Okay.
How far do you want to follow this?
Right to the edge.
It goes right to the edge, and you're pretty sure off.
I'm going to look down. Do I see... like they're galloping down the side of the cliff, or they just flew away?
You don't see any tracks at this point. They went off the edge of this plateau.
My owl is flying up fairly high. Can she see them?
Nope.
Well, got what he came for.
Yep. And they seem to have been able to come and go as they wish.
Yeah. I wonder if he's imprisoned there.
Well, there was 2 statues at one point.
Yes. But they did say they're one of the runes on the door said they're guarding against things, weren't they? What did it say again?
I can give the exact words. Yeah, I can give them to you. 1 second. One more time. Deep beneath the earth we sleep, to hold back the darkness which eats, until the people of Lyria weep. Our doors are sealed to all outsiders, save those who know our pledge.
I wonder if we let him in. I doubt it. We closed the doors behind us. So he had to know how to get in.
We may have given him the password, though.
If he was nearby, but we were keeping an eye on it. Anyway, it is what it is.
So at this point, do we want to look at those scrolls?
It's gonna be a ritual cast. It's gonna take quite a while. I think I'll leave that till until we make it back. There's only an hour walk, right?
Yes, it was about an hour to get here. It was about an hour to get here
back.
following the trail, so yes.
I'm gonna pop my all out of existence and then head back to Mom's. And then what I'll do is, well, once we're there, I will ritual cast detect magic once.
I have detect magic. I have detect magic. You do not.
Oh, sorry, I meant identify. My bad. I'll ritual cast it once, and then I'll just cast it twice more.
Okay, on the scrolls?
On the scrolls.
Okay. You also said you wanted to identify the potion we found.
Then I'll do one more ritual cast. So 2 regular casts, 2 ritual casts on the scrolls. And
okay. The potion is a potion of healing.
All right.
All right, and these are spell scrolls. There are 2 of them are first level spells. One is Featherfall.
Yeah.
And one is Sleep.
Oh.
The third scroll is a second level spell. It is Arcane Lock.
All right. Cool. Never cast our Arcane Lock in any of our campaigns.
Nope. We might have use for it this time, though.
Yeah, you never know.
And I think that's where we're going to call the episode, because that's it.
Cool.
I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope everyone watching enjoyed us playing that.
Yes, definitely. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. And we're still first level.
We're getting there. Feel free to like and subscribe if you want to see more of this. And we'll see you again next time.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye, all.